Fragrance philosophy.
That is the topic of today's video, talking about the not just what we wear, but the how and why we wear what we wear. And today specifically, I want to talk about fragrances on a plane. You know, 2006 blockbuster starring Samuel L. Jackson. You remember.
I have had it with these
fragrances
on this plane. Everybody strap in. We're about to open windows.
Anyway, jokes aside, do want to talk about, I think this is a topic that probably no one really discusses. You know, we talk about what and how to wear fragrance at the office, what and how to wear fragrance on a date, and a few other occasions, but I think an airplane is something that doesn't get discussed a whole lot, and it's actually pretty important. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thinking about wearing fragrance on an airplane, you know, I think it's very important that you consider who you're wearing your fragrance for. Do you wear it for yourself? Do you wear it for the people around you? Whatever is fine. Me personally, I generally just wear it for myself and a little bit my wife.
My wife!
That being said, you need to be respectful of the people around you. I think as a community, that's something that we definitely want to strive to do. Don't want to make a bad name for the community. And so if you're walking around wearing something that's absolutely nuclear with extreme projection, very spicy, dark, sweet fragrance that lasts hours and hours, that's gonna offend a lot of people. And I mean, there's a time and place for that, but an airplane is frankly just not one of them. You know, you're trapped inside this capsule with air that's being constantly recirculated, and that being said, there's very poor circulation as is. And so if you're wearing something that can be offensive to some people, you're kind of just trapping them in that, and it's not a great look. So it's kind of what I want to touch on here. Obviously, like I said, you want to avoid something that's super spicy, super sweet, real dark and intense. So a lot of fragrances that you might wear to the office would probably be suitable on the plane as well, but maybe even dialed back a little more. So I want to give you some examples of a few that I would consider. First off, the number one, go anywhere, do anything, Versace Pour Homme. This is such a great fragrance. And I've talked about it on the channel before, and I'll continue to talk about it in many videos, because this is really just so mass appealing, yet not boring. It's quite sophisticated, a little bit mature, and you know, Alberto Morillas really knocked this one out of the park when he perfumed this one. It's very timeless. I think it came out in, 2008, and it still has a great place today. It's just a fresh, floral, kind of got a little bit of sweetness from some tonka bean down into the dry down. Very like fresh out of the shower fragrance, but quite masculine and, like I said, a little bit mature. And this would easily be something that would be great for the airplane. Second up, going a little bit higher in the price point here, Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. I think this is also a great one because it's fairly light, and like I said, it's not going to project a whole lot. The performance on here is not insane, and it's also pretty fresh and mass appealing. It does have that mint note in there. That's really just in the very opening, at least on my skin. So it kind of just enhances the freshness to some extent, and then it may altogether be gone later on. But a great option nonetheless. I think you're gonna have a hard time offending anyone wearing this one. So another good option. Number three, this is one again, a little more expensive. And this is in a category, I don't think there's a ton of fragrances you could wear here. I'm talking about blue fragrances, but this is one that's done a little bit smoother, just a little bit cleaner, and I think you could probably get away with it on a plane, and that is Raja Parfums Elysium. Now, this is, like I said, it's a smoother blue fragrance. Yes, it kind of has this metallic edge, this metallic bite to it, but it's not crazy insane on the ambroxan. It's not a real spicy fragrance, and it's also not a very sweet fragrance. Those are kind of the three things you're gonna want to avoid when you're on a plane. Again, this one's kind of expensive, so as an alternative, another sort of blue fragrance that I think would be good would be Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, which smells a little bit similar to Dior Sauvage, but it's got a clean Prada soapy iris twist on it, which again is gonna make it just a little smoother, a little cleaner, a little bit better suited for the plane. Okay, and just to show how inoffensive some of these fragrances are, I'm flanked here by the scent hounds. We're gonna get their thoughts, give them a little whiff of Versace Pour Homme. So Telly, you're first. Telly. Come here, buddy. All right, Telly's first up. Let's see your thoughts, bud. Okay, it's not his favorite, but keep in mind his sense of smell is a lot stronger than ours. And sometimes he's told me that he enjoys Versace Pour Homme. So, Stevie, let's see what your thoughts are. Stevie, there it is. Oh yeah, you like it? You like it? Me too. See? Pretty mass appealing. Those are some ideas of things to wear. Next question is, okay, well, how do you wear that? And that's really gonna come down to the amount you spray on. So bear with me here. When you're flying, you don't need a ton of fragrance. You don't need to be smelled by everybody. So you're gonna wear one, count them, one, maybe two sprays, okay? That's all you need. Back of the neck, that's generally where I'm gonna spray. You could do maybe one on the back of the neck, one on the chest. I would say Versace Pour Homme is one you could probably get away wearing two. Elysium, you might stick to one spray. But that's really all it is to it, guys. You know, the whole point here is if you still wanna wear fragrance on the plane, you wanna enjoy it yourself, you can still do that. You just gotta think about what you're wearing, why you're wearing it, and how you're wearing it. And specifically, just don't wanna be that guy that everybody can smell the entire time. Be respectful of others. That's really the message at the end of the day. So let me know what y'all think about this. Throw down some options in the comments for some others that you think would be well suited for an airplane. And yeah, see you on the next one.